Could you imagine if your customers responded to your surveys all of the time? And what if your agents were proactive participants in your customer experience strategy? What if your agents were the voice of the customer?
Over the past decade, we've processed tens of millions of survey predictions from agents across the globe.
Trusted by some of the world's biggest and most prestigious companies, Zacoustic is transforming employee engagement and creating better experiences all over the world. And today, you'll hear success stories from some of Zacoustic's top customers.
So I'm Sabrina Sargent, and I am Director of Customer Service with Major League Baseball.
It actually is saving lives.
Your teammates to use their voice and amplify their voice. It has a material ROI back into the business.
Zacoustic is the award-winning tool that has allowed companies to be recognized for innovating customer experience through agent predictions. In 2022, Major League Baseball was recognized for their use of Zacoustic.
Major League Baseball Advanced Media won 2 silver and 2 bronze Stevie Awards for Innovation in Customer Service, Best Use of Technology in Customer Service, Best Use of Customer Insight, and Customer Service Training Team of the Year, all for their work with Zacoustic to utilize agent predictive data to empower contact center employees.
So, whether you're a senior executive, a call center leader, a data analyst, or a software account executive, you'll want to learn more about Zacoustic's products and hear these stories of success directly from Zacoustic's top customers. But first, Zacoustic's CEO Tim Lavin tells us how Zacoustic's EX plugin product, Jibe, works.
Jibe is the patented and innovative EX plugin that aligns agents to accurately predict how your customers would respond to your existing survey. It does this by tasking agents to respond to the same survey as your customers and predict customers' responses objectively and with impunity. Both sets of responses are then compared with one another to gauge accuracy and develop your agents to become more attuned to the thoughts and feelings of your customers. This process goes on repeatedly until the agent's predictions and the customer's responses are in accordance with one another, signaling that the agent's predictions can be trusted and leveraged. We call this agent Jibed.
Recently, Zacoustic hosted a customer event at the Fairmont Hotel in Austin. Let's join customer experience leader Paulo Silva as he describes how Zacoustic drove ROI while vastly improving customer experience for one of his largest customers, a well-known streaming service.
Look at overall your efficiency gains. I'll give you a great example. We recently had a client of ours that had a situation with one of their call volumes where their steady state volume was running about 13, 15 minutes of AHT. And we all know AHT is such a hard metric to drive into because there's so much complexity that goes into AHT. A portion of that was these registration calls that were coming in north of 20 minutes of AHT. Once we applied Jibe to really understand what was causing that variance and those outliers, we looked at it, and on surface, you could see, okay, everyone was relatively doing the same thing, same practice, but when you identified it a little bit closer, you found that needle in the haystack, where you identified a half a dozen or so agents that were really pulling in lower AHT, and when you bumped it up into customer experience, those numbers were relatively high. And so when you found that combination, customers are happy, really efficient on the interaction, now you started to dig in and, just like the video said, okay, what are they doing differently, and how can we force multiply that into our training, our quality practices, and obviously our production efforts. And when we did that, in terms of your question on the ROI, what we quickly gained was, from a cost perspective, you lowered your AHT, which therefore less opportunity to bill on that element. Your customers were significantly higher. In this particular example, those calls were driving sub 20% quality, and we were able to move that into the 80% realm. So you had much happier customers that were in the mix. And then more importantly, the efficiency gain that you had, because now you had feedback and intel and practices from the front line being deployed to the front line. And it created this ecosystem of really positive. And I'll leave you with this. The number one ROI, in my opinion, is when you have a workforce that adopts the principle of their feedback matters. all of a sudden that translates into how they handle customers and how they handle the interactions. And when that's happening, it's a phenomenal result for the company itself.
Scott Murphy is the Director of Benefit Services at healthcare provider TML Health. Let's listen as he describes how Zacoustic not only improved his members' experiences, but contributed to saving lives.
In our environment, we provide employee benefits, particularly medical benefits, to employees with a varying range of organizations. And one of the things that we were starting to see once we launched Zacoustic was that through the agent prediction, we could see that a lot of our customers were upset about the actual benefits that they were receiving. This was something that was not apparent to us in the beginning. We had no visibility into that particular issue. And when we dug down deep into the data, we found that a lot of these dissatisfied customers that we were now seeing because agents could predict were dissatisfied because we excluded a particular benefit. And this is a benefit that allowed people to get an alternate procedure other than a colonoscopy. A lot of people were afraid of colonoscopies. So what we did is we, as a result of that, we looked at, well, how many claims are we receiving regarding this particular benefit? And it was astronomical, the number of claims that we were receiving, and every single one of those claims was being denied. And so that generated a lot of dissatisfaction within the benefits that we provided. So we took that data and we made the decision that we would go ahead and begin covering that particular benefit. And we did, and it made a tremendous difference in our member satisfaction for our organization. But in addition to that, it actually is saving lives. I mean, these are people that were getting the treatment that they needed and getting early detection that now have that access. So a big win for us and our members.
It's about creating an environment where real-time actionable insights drive a measurable return on investment. Most importantly, Zacoustic is about empowering employees to become the driving force that unlocks amazing new experiences for your customers time and time again.
Eileen Edwards, Manager of Member Services, tells us how Jibe helps agents understand customers better in her environment.
So agents, as they're completing the survey, really have to put themselves in the customer's shoes and think like the customer, right? It's not how I felt about that interaction, it's how the customer felt. So if as an example, let's just talk about in the healthcare world. If a customer gets an answer about where their claim is in terms of processing, but the claim was denied, to the agent, they resolve the issue. They answered the question, they resolved the call. But to the customer, that's not resolved because their claim was denied. So it's a different way of thinking, and coaching is the key. And as long as your coaches understand that it's a different mindset that the agent has to be in, they have to put themselves in the member's shoes. How did they feel at the end of the call? You can be very successful. So those agents who are very attuned to the member, they're listening to tone of voice, they're listening to words. Obviously in the call center environment, you can't measure facial expressions or body language. So they have to be very in tune to what they're hearing from those customers. And your most successful agents will be the ones that grasp Jibe right away. They'll grab it right away because they're in tune with your customers.
Agents using Jibe deliver 20% better customer experience results than those not using it. Neil Ray explains how his Fortune 50 customer saw these fantastic results.
Product is, again, amplifying and enabling that employee to use their voice. That creates a foundation of culture, which then translates into an enhanced overall customer experience. So the more on the outsourcing side that we can make sure that we're listening to our teammates, making sure that we let them know that their voice matters, it then represents commercially for our customers to create value and create insights and create business insights, whether they be in process, whether they be in what are challenges that are causing friction within their overall customer experience. And it's all about how you mine the data. And I've been privileged with a Fortune 50 company here in the Austin marketplace within one of our operations to apply the technology. Not only did it have a material impact to culture, it then fused and elevated that overall employee experience, which then had a direct correlation to the overall enhanced and elevated customer experience as well. So again, it's about value, not just for a business and the corporate brand, but for the customer and then finally for the employee.
This is all being accomplished through an employee-inclusive process that allows everyone on your team to feel like they are part of something bigger than just handling calls, chats, or emails. Your agents become the heartbeat of your CX strategy. They feel heard, trusted, and included. And those elements of your culture are more important today than ever.
Operationalizing customer experience is one of the biggest challenges contact center operators face today. Let's listen to how Zacoustic generates actionable insights.
What we have found is that when our agents predict the interaction that they've had with our customers, we see that immediately. We have a dashboard. We can gauge how satisfied our customers are with whether it be the agent or the benefits that we provide, or if we resolve their issue. And when we look at data, particularly around, if we see an increase in call volume that is unexpected, we can also go out and look to see in real time, really, is there something going on with member satisfaction that's driving some of that. And so it's been really insightful for us and very beneficial for us to react and act more proactively to the needs of our customers.
What you have now is the ability for these firms to really stand up and say, okay, here's how we're going to be able to bring you that much closer to your customers, right? And when you deploy Jibe, you're not only relying on a metric that you have from ops or a coaching analysis that your quality department provides you. Now you have an extension of that company's brand, i.e. their customers, that comes into the fold. So you marry and you fuse those two. You've got the voice of the customer and you have the employee voice as well. You can very quickly understand where are you at as an organization.
Purchasing Zacoustic is now easier than ever. Perhaps you just want the Jibe product, which plugs directly into your CRM and allows you to API agent predictions directly into your existing CX tools like Medallia or Qualtrics. Or perhaps you want to purchase Zacoustic as a standalone product, giving you Jibe plus all of the products you need to accelerate CX and reduce cost.
I'm Jake Raska, and I'm the head of client success at Zacoustic. When we were developing Jibe, we wanted to make a plugin that encapsulated the factors that made Zacoustic so successful in the predictive analytics space. So what do we mean when we call Jibe a plugin, and what makes it so valuable? Jibe doesn't replace any of your current tools. It plugs into your CRM, data visualization, or cloud platform to provide real-time, actionable data. With years of experience, millions of predictions, and a host of Fortune 500 clients, the value of Jibe data has been proven. Easily integrated with the touch of a button, Jibe consists of the Agent Predictive Survey, a tool for supervisors to help agents improve their prediction accuracy, and a dashboard that provides useful insights. Integrating Jibe data into your existing experience management system will allow you to realize the full benefit of that purchase by filling the gap in customer survey responses.
How does Jibe integrate with Salesforce? Eileen, I think you could take this one.
It's very easy to integrate. No API is necessary, and I've seen it be installed it's just an installation package, and I've seen it be installed in my own situation, in my own contact center in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
It's very fast.
Awesome.
The easy comment is really underplayed here. It generally is. Whatever version you have, whatever environment you're in, the beauty of this product is it can almost become a chameleon into your environment.
Right.
And so, a lot of times you have IT departments a little nervous on how we're going to plug this in, how what's the disruption level going to be like, and what we have found is it's a real easy plug and play based on your native environment that you have in front of us. So there's a lot of restrictions that aren't present when you go and deploy this product.
Awesome. And I completely agree with that, even as a customer myself, right? Does Zacoustic compete with Medallia? Neil, I believe you have some experience with this.
Yeah, it absolutely doesn't. I think this is the agility of the Jibe tool now as a bolt-on, as an add-on. It's not here to displace any one of the products that the provider may have, whether it be internal or on outsourcing. So certainly it doesn't replace Medallia. In fact, it complements it very nicely. The agility and the ease to add it on. Like Eileen was saying on the Salesforce side as well, again, it has the ability to integrate with multiple different products out there. So the goal from our perspective has always been single screen. You don't want to introduce a new complex, another tool, another screen at the teammate level. What you want to do is you want to look at the agility and have bolt-on products. Think of it like an app in an app store that you can download that complements your single screen. Makes it easier for the employee, less screens, less tooling, but also then amplifies their voice. So that's the simplicity and that agility, and this is the evolution of this product is, to me, remarkable. It's an exciting day because of the ease of use and the ease to integrate within whatever is your core systems and tools.
If we don't have enterprise tools like Salesforce or Medallia, can we still use Zacoustic? I think I'll take this one. So in my world, we have a unique situation where we use Zacoustic's, all of their offerings. So we use their QA tool, we use their survey tool, and as well as the Jibe tool. It leaves not only the agents, as you were talking about one screen earlier and making it easier, but also your managers and higher level execs be able to see everything in just one tool, one screen. So you can completely use Zacoustic even if you don't have your own tools.
So, join the thousands of agents all over the world that are using Jibe to generate actionable customer experience data while transforming your culture through an employee-inclusive strategy. Visit Zacoustic.com today and schedule a demo to learn how your organization can benefit from Zacoustic. Schedule your demo right now.